Hey guys, welcome back to school. I know it's early, I know you've had a lot of time off, but today is the day where we start back learning, okay? I'm excited, I hope you guys are. And even if you're not, we're going to do it anyway. So let's get started. We are going to review a few things that we were talking about before Christmas. The first thing we're going to be reviewing is, what is a verb? And you guys remember, verbs are things that you can, very good, they're things that you can do. It's actions. So what do you think the verb is that goes with that picture? Yeah, what's he doing? Good, dance. That verb could be dance. Very good. What about that one? Yeah, laugh. Laugh's a verb. You can do laugh. What about this one? Yeah, we could say maybe fight with this one because the cats are fighting, or maybe even kick because, yeah, that one kicks the other one. Those are all actions. They're things that you can do. Very, very good. So that was just to review what a verb is. All sentences must have a verb. Yep, you guys know that if you're going to write a sentence, you must have a verb. And in this one, it would be the girl sings. Yep, she's singing. That's the verb. And then in this one, oh yeah, the dogs bark in the car. That's what those dogs are doing. So that's our verb. All right, something else that we talked about with verbs was that the subject and the verb had to agree. That's what we were talking about right before Christmas, how the subjects and verbs had to agree. And like this one, the panda, climb would probably be the verb, right? Because, I mean, look at the panda. But do you think it would be the panda climb or the panda climbs? Yeah, because remember, to make the verbs agree, sometimes you had to put an S and sometimes you didn't. That's how we made the subjects and the verbs agree. So yeah, on this one I think it would be the panda climbs. Yep. Because if you remember, the word panda is the subject and it doesn't have an S. So we had to pick the verb that did. Yep, that's what we learned. Oh, I think slip would probably be the verb for this one, but do you think it's the penguin slip or the penguin slips on the ice? Yeah, it slips because penguin is your subject and penguin does not have an S, so you have to pick the one that does, right? You have to pick slips. Look at those pigs. All right, the baby pigs, well, they're definitely run. Run would be the verb. So do you think the baby pigs run around their mom or the baby pigs runs around their mom? What do you think on this one? Yeah, this time it's run because the baby pigs has an S. And that means we choose the verb that doesn't have one. So yeah, the baby pigs run around their mom. Oh, the kid, that's definitely crash, right? Because they definitely crash. Do you think it should be the kid crash his sled or the kid crashes his sled? Yeah, think about kid. Does kid have an S? Good, so we must pick the verb that does because kid didn't have one. To make them agree, they have to kind of be opposites. So the kid crashes his sled. All right, oh, we got some, fight probably, or play. I think they're play fighting, so let's say play. So do they play in the snow or they plays in the snow? The red pandas. Oh, pandas has an S. So yeah, they're just gonna play in the snow. Good. The red pandas play in the snow. All right, all those sentences we just talked about, they kind of followed the rules of what we've learned about. You know, if one has an S, then the other one doesn't. Or if one has an S, or one doesn't have an S, then the other one does need one. Because it kind of follows the subject, it follows the singular and plural rules that we talked about. Like in this sentence, panda is our subject And panda is singular, it just has one. So we had to pick the verb that's plural. Remember how I said they had to be opposite? Same thing in this one. Penguin is your subject, and it's singular. There's just one penguin. So we had to pick, we had to pick the verb that is plural that has the S. Penguin slips, panda climbs. But on this one, pigs was our subject, and pigs is plural because it has an S. So we had to pick the subject that didn't. That's kind of what we talked about. This one, kid is singular, right? So we'd have to pick the verb that's plural. The red pandas, that's plural because it's got an S. And we pick the verb that doesn't, it's singular. So that's what I mean about them being opposite. If one of them's singular, then you have to pick the plural one. S or no S, that's singular and plural. And you guys have done really well with that so far. There's just one little tricky thing that we need to talk about for today's lesson. The tricky thing is sometimes subjects are plural, but you don't really even realize it. They might be plural, and they do not have S's. For example, look at this word here, they. This sentence is about they. They are the ones doing something. And they means more than one. They would be lots of people. It's plural. So instead of saying they eats, I mean, if we followed the rules that we've talked about, they doesn't have an S. So we should pick the one that does. It would say they eats their lunch. But that doesn't sound right. They eats their lunch? No. And it's because they is plural, so we have to pick the singular verb, which is just eat without the S. They eat their lunch. And I think everybody knows that that sounds better than saying eats. I don't think anybody would say, hey, they eats their lunch. You guys know better, but just go over and make sure that we know these things. The same thing on the duck and the goose swim in the pond. They're going to swim here in just a minute. The duck and the goose are the subject. There's two subjects. The duck and the goose. So that makes it plural. It's plural because there's more than one. So I'm going to have to pick the singular verb, the one without the S. The duck and the goose swim in the pond, not swims in the pond. Same thing on this one. She and the other girl fell in the water. She and the other girl, that's plural because there's more than one. So I'm going to have to pick the singular verb on that one. She and the other girl fell in the water. It's singular. Same thing on this one. All the children. Children is our subject, and children is plural because there's more than one kid if there's children. So I have to pick the singular verb. All the children laugh at the silly dog. Not all the children laughs. That just would not be correct English on that one. So, all right, now that we've learned the last thing that we needed to about subject and verb agreement, we've made sure that we know about these tricky things sometimes that are plural, even if they don't have S's, sometimes they're plural. I'm going to let you practice that. I think you guys are going to do amazing because you were doing really well on this before Christmas. I'm just going to make sure that you can still do really amazing on it. So go ahead and go do your assignment, get it turned into me, and I will see you guys later. Bye.